Hello, brother. Today I'm going to talk to you about the apps I use to cut my screen time down by 80%. So, quick little background. My screen time used to be between 5 and 10 hours a day. Now I've cut it down to 1 or 2 hours. And not only that, I've also managed to get those 1 or 2 hours to be a lot more productive things. Apps like Notion, Duolingo, Flora, my productivity timer, stuff like that, where my focus now goes from scrolling as my screen time to using positive apps as my screen time. So let's get straight into it. Why do you have a problem? This is kind of the prerequisite to this conversation. Is firstly we need to identify what's the problem and why do you have that problem. So if you have a problem with scrolling, you may be bored, and also you have to realize that these things are addictive. So we're going to try to replace them. If you have a problem with texting someone too much, you probably need to kind of figure out your priorities a little bit more. Set some times that you'll be working and then other times that you'll be fully dedicated to texting them. Because I know from my experience, if I don't really have that, then say right now, for example, right before this, I was recording, my girlfriend called me, told her I'll be with you in 25 minutes. Setting those times with yourself and boundaries with others really helps you, because now you're not checking your phone every 2 minutes, sending a message or two, then going off it. When you're constantly on and off checking, your screen time racks up so much, because say you'll open it 10 times in an hour. 2 of those times you'll go scroll a little bit. 1 or 2 of those times, you start texting some other people, start doing something else. It's a very bad cycle to constantly give yourself opportunities to mess up. I'm not saying don't text the people you love, obviously, or call them, whatever. Set times for that. Not literally like limited times that you're going to call someone for, unless you want to do that. But set times to yourself that, okay, I'll use my phone then. I'm not going to use it now. Now I'm going to work. And if you have a problem with something like video games on your phone, then focus on doing things like replacing it with good habits, doing mental health practices, focusing on your social life, things I've talked about in other videos, but that's just a brief recap. So let's get straight into it. The number one app I've used for this is Screenzen. Sure, there's many of this. The things this does is especially interrupt scrolling. So the way it works is you set, okay, I want to have 3 minutes on Instagram before it cuts me off. I will open it, I'll open Instagram, the screen you see here will come up, and then you gotta click the button, and 3 to 5 or 10 seconds later, whatever you set it on, the app will open. That's beneficial twofold. One, it provides the benefit of you open the app, and then there's a limit, there's a little block between you now and you getting the dopamine or the bad thing you want to do. Because you only set this on like negative apps, right? Like Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, whatever you're scrolling on. And the benefit of this is that it's almost like meditating. It's almost like your mind gets a little block from now to then of realizing, oh, what am I doing? Why am I going on this again? And closing it. Say out of the 10 times you'll open it, I think 2 or 3 will be cut off by that. Additionally, after 3 minutes, say you do get past that and you go to text someone, then you start scrolling. After 3 minutes or whatever you set it on, it will cut off again. And say out of those 7 times that are left, another 3 or 4 you'll just cut it off there. Now there are some times where you kind of go in a downward spiral and you'll keep just tapping the button, but every time that this comes up, it's like another opportunity for you to do good. Because mid scroll, you're very unlikely to just realize, oh, I'm scrolling, yeah, I'll go off it. But when the screen comes up with a delay, it's really, really helpful to not just go on a downward spiral. I truly, truly recommend this app. It's free, interrupt scrolling. You can add things like setting lock, where you can press a button where it turns off for an hour. You can add I have like a 5-minute timer on that. You can add strict block where you can't open apps at all. There's streaks and stuff like that. But the interrupting scrolling and delay before opening are the most important by far. And the ones that I have found so helpful for me. So I really recommend this app, man. Next is Screentime on homepage. See it positively. What I mean by Screentime on homepage is you get that little widget, Screentime, add it on your screen, just the default app one, the default iOS one or the default Android one, just so you can kind of see it on your screen. You open it and you can kind of see how well you're doing, because sometimes you don't realize how deep in a scroll you are, or how much time you've really spent texting someone that day. And seeing it on your homepage and kind of being reminded is really, really helpful. If you're someone that struggles with a lot of stress and negative self-talk, I wouldn't recommend doing this because it's just going to add more pressure. But I would really try to see it positively. That, okay, I usually spend 6 hours. Okay, if I do 5 hours today, I'll be really, really happy with myself. And even though some days you'll mess up, you'll think, okay, I have a screen time problem. Some days I mess up, but other days I can do really good. Try focus with that only positive mindset, and over time you'll see your screen time go down naturally. Next, fill your phone with good apps. Give yourself opportunity to do good while on your phone, because sometimes we do just want to be on our phones. We do just want that dopamine. The way to fix this is by adding all these apps, but symbiotically also having Screenzen, because when I open my phone and say I want to go scroll on Instagram, but there's a block there and like the app's grayed out and everything, then I can click, oh okay, I'll do this instead. I'll click on that instead. I'll do this instead. Apps I recommend. Medito for meditation, fantastic. All of these are free, by the way. And on iOS, and I assume they're also on Android. Flora I know isn't on Android, but you'll find some other screen time, like focus apps. Medito, fantastic for meditation. This one up here, Todoist, just a little to-do list app. I don't necessarily use for like my big main to-do list. What I use it for is, say I just want to focus for the next hour and I really want to get the next hour dialed in. I'll just take 30 seconds and say, okay, I'm going to do this, I'm going to record this video, I'm going to plan this video, I'm going to do this. It's very nice at the end of the day to go tap, 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 and just see all your work being done. And when you go on your phone, it's a really easy and accessible app to just tap and open and instantly see dopamine. It's very easy for your brain to get hooked onto that as opposed to a negative scrolling app. Notion, we all know what Notion is. It's just a massive, like note-taking app. Very good stuff. I have my timetable and to-do list on there, like my main to-do list. Nice to open. Duolingo. Everyone knows Duolingo. It's incredible. Learn languages, music, chess, maths, whatever. And it operates using addictive things like streaks, friends, leagues, all these things where you positively get addicted to learning a language per se. I have a 452-day Duolingo streak. I massively recommend it. You learn stuff, and also it's a really nice kind of distraction from scrolling and whatnot. So I really, really hope that helps, man. These are the apps and the protocol that has helped me massively cut down my screen time by 80%, and I really hope that helps, man. Much love.